All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute. So before I get into anything, I want to say, tell us your name and where you're from.
Okay, well, my name is Ayana. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but currently I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
How do you like Charlotte?
It's still growing on me. It's okay. Definitely not home when you're, born and raised one place and you just kind of move somewhere else. Still adjusting after 4 years, but I like it. It's still growing.
Well, I'm not gonna try to keep the secret from the audience. Ayana is my little cousin. I want to be fully transparent here. She's my little cousin. So, but I've been a fan of hers for years. So I finally got a chance to interview her. So I wanted to talk to you about a few things. First, we're going to start with laced flower. Tell me, first of all, before we tell people what it's about, tell me how'd you come up with the name?
Okay. Well, actually, my first name, Ayana, means beautiful flower. So, like growing up, I always, looked to myself as a flower. I always called myself a flower. That was just always something that was kind of personable to me. It took me a while to kind of figure out how I wanted to represent something, of course, still including flower, but yet something that I'm passionate about, which would be sneakers. So the lace flower, actually my boyfriend and he really helped me. He's the one who actually came up with the name, like put everything together. But I was going back and forth for a while trying to figure out how I could, or what I could name the business that will represent me the best. So he helped a lot with that. So yeah, lace flowers, of course, lace has you lacing up your sneakers, and flower is just simply a representation of myself.
I thought it was genius. I love a supportive man. I can't. When I come back down that way, I'm gonna come check him out.
Okay.
All right. So tell us now. Tell us about lace flower.
Okay. So lace flower. So little backstory before I get into that. I've been into sneakers for a while. Really started kind of in college. So I always, sold sneakers. I would kind of, be that go-to person when people wanted to buy something. And I just always, found myself researching, looking into history. And I just found myself, fascinated with sneaker and sneaker culture. So the lace flower, I started to notice how women really didn't have a say. Women weren't really represented. And myself being, into sneakers. And mind you, I used to model. So for me, at one point, it was like all heels. Always had a love for sneakers, always, kind of was something that I always had in my closet, but it really wasn't until like I got to college. And of course, when I could buy my own sneakers, that I, really fell in love with sneakers, like deeply fell in love with sneakers. So the lace flower, about 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start a business that primarily focused on women within sneaker culture. So creating a sisterhood, creating some type of like safe haven for women, because of course it is a male dominated industry. Mm-hmm. So, something for women to come together, to have conversations, to talk about, post out pictures. We basically do all the same things that the guys do, but we don't get as much recognition. So even down to like collaborations, just, I wanted something special, wanted something different, but I wanted to really target, women who love sneakers as well as women in the sneaker community.
Nice. So so you said your love for sneakers started when in college?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have a preference to a specific sneaker, style, brand?
I'm very versatile. I really like, of course, Jordans, Nikes. I love Pumas. I'm not just, a strict to one, okay. I guess stuck on one brand. So I really like all different brands. I like to wear stuff that's different. So you may see a sneaker like, oh my gosh, that sneaker is so ugly. And I'll be like, that sneaker is so cute. Like, I just like stuff. Like, I like people to look twice at my feet. Like, what are those, But yeah, so I pretty much love, those are my favorites. Adidas, Nike, Jordan, Puma, New Balance, pretty much everything.
So nothing for my grandma feet. It's so funny. I have big, you know, Johnson family got those feet. So
Yeah.
with these feet, and then the worst part is they're flat. So I recently got some sneakers.
Okay.
I was like, okay, now I should have had them over here. People are stopping me now. That's another reason why I wanted to talk to you. People stop every time I wear these sneakers. People are like, where you get those sneakers from? Well, those sneakers are cute. And I've never been into sneakers. As a kid, I never wore sneakers. I never wore. I think I got my first like real pair of sneakers when I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
And then between then, it wasn't until I just recently started walking in more, and they got these feet that I got into sneakers. So where do you get your sneakers? Like, do you go to the mall? Do you go to outlets? Like, where do you get your sneakers from? Do you have a little connect? Like, how do you get your sneakers?
From everywhere.
Okay.
So I call myself a personal sneaker shopper. So I not only, you know, shop for myself, I shop for other people. So whether I'm, you know, out getting from different, getting it from different, like I do have connects, but getting them from people, getting them, you know, from different retailers, different stores. I have people in different states. Like I'm constantly kind of connecting the dots and making sure that I'm providing, you know, the sneakers to my customers and getting them what they're looking for.
Nice. So how do you meet these customers? Like word of mouth? You have like a website? Like how do you connect with customers?
Well, because it's something I've been doing for so long, I kind of always had like a client base. From being, you know, back home in Baltimore. So like I said, I started like officially selling sneakers when I was in college. So I've been, I'm getting old. How long? I've been out of college. Well, I graduated college in 2014. Okay. So, you know, so my years, I went to Morgan State. So my years at Morgan, like that was something that I would always, you know, did. So yeah, having my clientele, mostly word of mouth, people just kind of knowing, oh, you know, if I can't get something or if I need something, just kind of turning to me for that extra support when it comes to purchasing and buying things. But yeah, and then since moving to Charlotte, I started, of course, the Lace Flower last year, so 2020. I had a website. What else? Instagram, Facebook, mostly social media, honestly. Yeah, just kind of, you know, yeah. So I am actually I'm in the process of relaunching my website. Okay. So I took that down for a little while, but I'm gonna, you know, of course, come back stronger. I have some different things I'm gonna offer on the website. So I'm super excited about that.
So with the website, will you offer would people be able to purchase sneakers from you, or how would that work?
So coming up, yes. In the past, it was mostly just like I did my sneaker consultations. People would come on the website, schedule consultations. If you just wanted to, like you said, you wanted to shop for a pair of sneakers and you didn't know where to start, I would offer 30-minute consultations, kind of, you know, talk with the ladies, figure out what they wanted, figure out their sneaker style, just kind of help them through the process. As well as, you know, they could inquire about a specific sneaker, like, hey, the sneaker's coming out on Saturday. This is the size I need, you know, and I would simply take that information and I'm on the road, you know, trying to find what they want. What else on the website? My website, of course, was linked to my social media pages. Most of what I do, honestly, is on social media. So I'm constantly pushing out content. I did a photo shoot recently. So I also have a podcast. So I'm constantly just kind of, but most of it's on social media.
I got a chance to listen to some of your podcasts. I like this. It's really, really nice. Tell us about that.
So I wanted to do something different. Initially, my plan was to start a blog, and someone brought to my attention, like, you know, you love to talk. You're always talking and speaking about things. Won't you consider a podcast? And I was like, no, I just think it's a little weird, you know, just talking to the masses and not, you know, being able to have that two-way communication. Mm-hmm. So I was like, no, I'm going to write a blog. I guess the blog's no different, but I, you know, started writing my blog. And as I'm writing, I'm just like, you know what? I think I probably should consider a podcast. So I gave it a shot. Totally new to me. I was, you know, when I first started, I was didn't really know what to expect or how the whole podcasting world worked, but I've like really fell in love with podcasting. So just, you know, my podcast, of course, is dedicated to women who love sneakers. So I talk about different topics, whether it's my favorite sneakers, different issues within the sneaker community, releases. I've talked about kinds of stuff, honestly. But it's, all focused around sneakers.
Okay.
So I have a few episodes coming up. I'm going to kind of branch away from sneakers, just, for a few episodes, just to kind of talk to women, because it's not always just about the sneakers.
Right.
And just kind of, kick it with them that way.
So with lost my train of thought. Oh, with the podcast, I was going to ask you about with the podcast. How often do you put out episodes? Is it once a week, once a month? Like, how often do you put out episodes?
The podcast normally, it's about once or twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So averaging about once or twice a month. Ideally, I would love to kick out much more, but just, I kind of want to give people something. I find myself like putting something out and then having people, as I'm promoting it, it's, people are listening for a week or two, or, like people are constantly listening or dropping in. So I feel like having that space in between to kind of, give people time to listen and say, hey, give them something to look forward to for the next episode.
That's me with my Keeney's Corner. So as I told you, Keeney's Corner, it's a VIP group I started on Facebook. And when I first started it, it was just to talk about fashion and just women's stuff. And then because I'm independent senior rep with Initials Inc., where we have personalized items, that's where I was sharing like different deals and sales that I wasn't sharing on my personal page. And then I just started, because I know so many dope females from different cultures and backgrounds. I was like, okay. So someone asked me in a group, I want to know about some of these people. And I was like, all right, let me start interviewing. So that's what I've been doing, just meeting and talking to, or just other females that I've been, big fans of, just introducing them to people. So your cousin, my daughter, was like, Mom, do a podcast. And I was like, eh. So that's what she's trying to push me in the podcast realm. But I like to see faces. I like to see faces. So that's where this whole, conversation started. So now I'm going to ask you about something that I know you used to do. I wanted to ask you what happened to your little baby, the paparazzi, the lipsticks. That was that blew my hair back. I was like, that is so dope. I used to see you.
I know.
You have so many talents. So tell me about that.
Okay, so 2011, I started my own cosmetics line. So of course, at the time, there weren't many, small business cosmetics lines.
Right.
With that, and just being 100% transparent, college student, had the money to start a business. I'm like, okay, hey, I'm gonna start a cosmetics line. I had no idea what I was doing. So for me, it was a learning experience.
Right.
I started a business. It took off so well. Like I didn't even know to turn left, turn right. I didn't know what, it took off extremely well. So of course I made some choices, made some decisions, like the supply and demand. I couldn't supply the stuff fast enough. I was making money. Instead of putting the money back into the business, I was spending money. It was just definitely a learning experience. So moving forward, it's like, okay, still my baby. Like I still, eventually will kind of incorporate I will bring that back. Of course, on a smaller scale, but after that experience, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn to do this the right way. And I got a master's in business, and I'm like, okay, so now it's time to, now that I'm not just educated on what to do, I've experienced what not to do. So, that's kind of also the inspiration behind the lace flower. Like I wanted to make sure that I did it right. I knew what I was doing so that I could, of course, prosper. But yeah, I love my cosmetics line.
So your mom and your high school teacher, how do your students feel when they see you coming with nice sneakers? Do you wear nice sneakers to work, or do you kind of like downplay it?
Recently I have been, because I only have a few kids in the classroom. But I mean, my students always, like when I do my introductions, I always say, hey, I love sneakers. I'm into sneakers. I wouldn't really wear them too much to work.
Okay.
But recently I have. Just, conversation piece. My kids know, if something's coming out, we talk about it. Like, I know I made a post on Facebook like last week. Like, I know not only am I a business teacher, like I teach sneakernomics and like sneaker 101. Every day I'm having a conversation, whether it's with a student or another teacher, about a release or a sneaker or, just a conversation. So I feel like even just connecting and bonding with my students, like building relationships is very important.
Oh
And
yeah.
sneakers is something that whether it's a girl, a guy, like, high school kids love sneakers. So definitely has helped me
I
in
know.
that.
How do you teach in high school? I have fourth grade. I can't
Okay.
do the big kids. I can't do the big kids. How do you do high school? Tell me how you do high school.
I love high school. So I
I think the
started when
same
I was
thing. She likes high
I
school too.
started when I was fairly young. When I first started like teaching high school in Baltimore, it was definitely a struggle. But just learning, of course, as an educator, you grow, you learn, you figure it out, figure this thing out. But yeah, high school just kind of stuck with me for the simple fact that, we're not too far apart in age. I listen to the same music they listen to. I'm into the same things they listen to, that they're into. But in the same sense, like, I'm your teacher, I'm your educator. I'm here to, tell you or not tell you, but to teach you
Right.
things that, that you need to know in life. And like teaching business, like I taught personal finance. So for me, it was like, look, Miss Knight has been through college, Miss Knight has been through high school, like all the things this textbook is telling you not to do, Miss Knight probably has done it. So I was able to teach, like not just from a book, but like teach real life stuff. So I really enjoyed that because, that same student who hey, I remember my teacher told us about, the importance of credit or why I shouldn't do this or do that. Like nobody taught that to me in high school. So to be able to, right. So to be able to, go back and educate students on the importance of all these things, like it's definitely amazing. So
How did you incorporate that into the curriculum? How were you able? Because here in New York City, they just definitely need that. Okay. I think that's amazing. Was that part of what they already had, and they brought you in to do it, or you were there and you incorporated that?
That's the actual course that I taught. So in North Carolina, that's a course here.
Wow.
So personal finance. Currently, I teach principles of business and finance, which is, you learning everything about what it takes to successfully run and operate a business versus the personal aspect of it. So definitely really dope. So
nice. That's a good fact. Now that I will probably be able to teach in high school because I'm over fourth grade.
Okay. I tried elementary school, and I was like, before I start teaching business, I taught what did I teach? Physical education, because that's what my undergrad degree is in. Nobody really knows that. So but yeah, my undergrad is in physical education. I was a gym teacher for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I taught my first year, I taught elementary, middle, and then my second and third year, I taught high school.
Nice. So yeah, you get to wear them sneakers. That was smart for gym.
Yep.
So now, with your sneakers, now I'm gonna have to get to you now. Do you stick with the ladies with the little feet, or you good for all of us with the big?
Oh no, everybody. I don't discriminate. Nope, I do not discriminate. So I know personal story. So I used to wear kid sizes. So in college, of course, kids sneakers are much cheaper than men's sneakers. So I found myself buying a lot more when I was in college. After having my son, so of course, giving birth, my feet got bigger and they never went back down.
I know.
So I actually had to sell my collection and like start all over because I couldn't fit any of my sneakers.
Wow.
So yeah. So my feet aren't that small either, but I'm on the men's side here. But yeah.
Do you find that with women, with the choices of sneakers, like style and stuff for women, are you finding something that's a little bit more feminine, or they're a little bit more masculine? How does that work? How is that? Like the style?
The styles?
Mm-hmm.
It varies. I feel like every week they're coming out with something different. They're constantly releasing sneakers. And there's so much to choose from. You have your retros, your basketball sneakers, which are your, traditional basketball colors. So of course, those are going to be a little bit more masculine. A lot of times they're incorporating pinks, and a lot of women, don't like just to throw a pink on a shoe and say, hey, it's a women's shoe.
Right.
So now they're, incorporating different patterns, colors, textures, like so many different things. So I know with me, I love bright colors, like bright sneakers. So anything that's bright, I love pink. It's weird because like pink was never my favorite color. And just, I don't know. I have a lot of pink sneakers or sneakers that have pink in it. So I'm probably one of those girls. But, I also have a lot of masculine, colored sneakers or neutral colors or, so it varies. It really depends on what you like. But yeah, I love bright colors.
Can I see your shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Where it says the
I
I
love
like that. Are you gonna sell those? I might have to get one of those. If you can let me know, gotta get one of those. Thank you so much, Ayana. It was such a pleasure to see your face and to talk to you.
Definitely.
I gotta get her in. I'm trying to get all my females, all my ladies who are doing different things, different cultures, different backgrounds to really showcase them and tell people that I know, check her out. She's dope.
A lot of people too. Like I definitely see that, like always promoting a business or somebody doing something. So that's really
I love to support small businesses because I see CEOs and their kids going to these fancy colleges, and then I see these women grinding for their businesses, and I think that's important to support small businesses. So especially women-owned businesses.
Yeah.
This is my last year teaching. I'm not retiring. I'm just walking away.
Me too.
Yeah, you too?
Yes.
What's next?
So I am currently in school to become a paralegal. So I'm transitioning into the legal world. So I will start applying to law school in about a year and a half.
Nice.
So, yep.
Being brains. I love it. Good for you. Yeah, I love kids. I do. And it's so funny because when I'm walking down the street, kids just walk up to me. Yesterday, my husband and I were doing a 5K. And we went to the park and kids were just waving. And he was like, you know these kids? I was like, no. I just love kids. Kids love me. Kids and dogs. I could be walking down the street with people with their dogs and their dogs are coming toward me.
Wow.
Kids and dogs are magnets. But as for being in the classroom, the whole pandemic thing changed stuff. And I was teaching from home. I work with special needs kids.
Okay.
With children who have emotional behavioral issues, autism, things like that. And as much as I love it, I'm done. But this is my last year. I can't wait to go and hand in my laptop and my ID and get them out. So, but you're beautiful as always. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get that shirt you got on, or a shirt or something because it's really cute. I like it. So
send me your address. I'll send you one.
I love it. So I am definitely looking forward to listening to the rest of your podcast. I listened to a few over the past. Actually, when you first posted it, I listened to it, and I was like, okay, nice. I'm always cheering. If people can see my reactions to their posts, sometimes when people post stuff, I'm like, now why she say that? I'm like, yes. So this, I was like, I gotta get you in here. So it's good to see you. Tell your mom and your grandma I said hi.
Okay.
And I'm definitely looking to get your auntie on here soon because I bought some stuff from her too. I love her.
Yes. Their brand is amazing as well.
So I am coming your way soon. I will definitely let you know when I'm coming, and I'll get to see you.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ayana.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.